guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the books that I bought in August. I know it's a little bit earlier than I usually do my book hauls, but I had a lot to show you and I think I'm pretty settled on all of my book buying for the month. I did place a book outlet order, which will be in a separate haul, and then all of the releases that'll be out in September. But yeah, I had more books to haul than I thought, so let's get right into it. So the first 8 books that I'm going to show, I'm just going to show very briefly. They are classics that I found at Chapters in a gorgeous edition. I posted a picture on Instagram through our A Year-a-thon account, and you guys all really liked them, and since then I bought some more, so I thought I would officially share them in a haul. So I picked up 8 and they were all part of a 3 for $10 deal. My mom got one on her own, so that's why I only have 8. So yeah, they are so pretty on my shelf, and I think I'm going to put them in rainbow order across instead of by alphabetical English, but I will show you each one. So I got Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, which I have not read since I was in like 10th grade, and I do want to read again. The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. I have read this, I did really enjoy it, so I'm excited to have my own copy. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I have not read this one, but I've heard good things and it has been on my to-read list. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I think this is the 4th copy of this book that I own. It is one of my favorite classics. Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Have not read this one yet. Persuasion by Jane Austen. The 2nd copy of this that I own and still haven't read. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Again, haven't read. Nor have I read The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. So these are all Arcturus editions. They look like that, and like I said, I got them at Chapters. They are really floppy paperbacks, but they are so gorgeous, and they had a ton more, so I think I'm going to start collecting all of these when I go back. So yeah, really excited to expand my classics collection with these. So I will keep you guys updated probably through Instagram of how that shelf is coming along. Now we get into the more exciting books. I picked up a copy of School Spirits by Rachel Hawkins. This is the companion to the Hex Hall series, which is one of my favorites. I thought I owned this book, but when I was rearranging my series shelf, it wasn't there. So I decided I was going to purchase it. I remember reading it from the library, so I think that's where in my mind I thought I owned it. So I didn't enjoy this one as much as I did the other ones, but I still really enjoyed it as a complete series. So we got to revisit some characters in this one and get some final conclusions. It is a series that I want to reread. If you haven't read it yet, it is just a young adult series about witches, and they all go to this school called Hex Hall, and it's just fun and it's quirky and I really enjoy it. And then I'm currently reading City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I am going back and forth between physically reading it and listening to the audiobook, but as I'm sure you remember me saying, I'm working my way through this series with my friend Keisha. So I'm about 50% of the way through, and it's okay. I put it down, and now that I've put it down, I can't seem to get myself back into it, but I'm determined to finish it by the end of the month. So hopefully by the time this video is up, I'll have finished it, but you'll have to watch my wrap up to see if I did. Then I found some other bargain books from Chapters that were also part of 3 for $10, so thank you Chapters for fueling my book addiction. So I picked up 3 paperbacks that I have been wanting. The first one is Kingswood by Jeffrey Gerard. This is the sequel companion to Project Cain. So Project Cain is a young adult about this guy whose DNA branches off of, I think, Jeffrey Dahmer's and just a bunch of other kids from serial killers. And then this companion is actually an adult. So I'm really interested to see how that translates and how it grows with the audience. So I haven't read Project Cain yet, but I've heard really good things, and at one point I did start it. I just never finished it, so I'm excited to have this. I picked up Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepnes. According to Goodreads, this is number 2 in the You series, but I thought it was a separate novel, so my bad. I do own You, and I haven't read it yet, even though I really want to. So I read the synopsis, and it sounded really interesting. It is about a guy who hides bodies. And that's really all I had to read. I think it's a mystery thriller, and it is an adult novel, so I'm quite looking forward to this. And it's such a floppy paperback, I'm quite looking forward to it. And then this last bargain book that I picked up is one that I just recently added to my Goodreads, and it is one I hadn't heard anything about, so I was really excited to see it in the store, and that is Confessions by Kenai Minato. I believe this is translated. It is an adult fiction about a woman whose 4-year-old daughter dies, and she wants to get revenge. So she quits her job. She's a university professor, but now she has one last lecture to give, so I think it takes place during that lecture, and we go through multiple perspectives, and the students want to help her just kind of come to terms with her grief and all of that. So I think it's going to be really good. It has won awards, and it was inspired into a short film, a foreign short film. So I'd like to read this and then try and track that down. But yeah, I'm really excited. So I've kind of given myself a new way to buy books. I go on my Goodreads, I look at the 4 oldest ones that I have on my wish list. I look through them. If they sound interesting, I'll pick the top one and buy that one, and if it doesn't sound interesting, I will remove it off of my Goodreads. So I decided to do that to see what happened. So far it worked out, and I ended up purchasing Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. This is one I have been looking into reading for as long as I can remember. I think I added it to my Goodreads early 2013, and I just never picked it up. So it was really hyped, and it was really popular. It's a series, and I believe it's young adults, about a girl that is in prison for murder, and she's given the choice of execution or tasting poisons for a prince or something. Yeah, I don't know. So it kind of reminded me of Throne of Glass, just in like the tone of it and kind of what her options are. So I'm looking forward to this. Like I said, I've been wanting to read it for many, many years, so hopefully it doesn't disappoint. And then the last one that I picked up, I got on Amazon because it had dropped down to like $4 in hardcover, and I had heard everybody talking about it, and that is The Diabolique by S.J. Kincaid. I can't really tell you what this book is about. I think it's a young adult fantasy or young adult sci-fi. It kind of has that vibe, and just based off the rusticness on the front. Yeah, again, it kind of has like Emperor vibes to it, which tells me fantasy, but I've heard really good things, and it has really good reviews. So I'm excited to read it, and it was a $4 hardcover, so I can't really complain. So yeah, those were all of the books that I bought in August. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Hopefully I can catch up on my reading. I don't feel like I bought that many books because I'm not really counting the classics. They're just kind of to add to my collection, which I know is not a good way of thinking, and that's where my hoarding tendencies come in. But they are gorgeous, and I have to have them. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what books you purchased this month, or which ones you're excited for coming out in September. I think the one I'm most anticipating is the Stephanie Perkins one. That sounds like a young adult thriller. Really excited about that one. So yeah, I'll probably have a really big book haul in September because my birthday is in September. But yeah, hopefully I read more then. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.